What the freak is wrong with this nigga? Nigga just saying the ratings. Nigga, you not even showing me. The Bengals 88, Bengals 77. Nigga, I'm not trying to hear you talk, nigga. I'm trying to see what the frick is wrong with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But nah, though, man. What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Jake Willie Silly, man. AKA Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like BZ, make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. In the description down below. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But y'all can go ahead and X the scenery. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of y'all, oh, are you scared, boy? You know what I'm saying? Got some demons in your room. So look, what I want everybody to do, you know what I mean, is to turn off your lights. You know what I mean? Turn off your lights, everything. I want it pitch black dark in your house right now. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all probably got your lights on. Turn the lights off, man. You know what I mean? Let's really get scary up in here, man. Let's get freaky for a little bit. Hold on. I ain't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean like freak. I mean like the freaky scary. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I mean? Like I ain't mean it like bro, I mean the what's the name? See, look, I already know. See what I'm saying? Look at him, y'all. Look at him. Oh my God, got some weirdos. I forgot what generation I'm in. Jay, how did you forget? I can't believe it, Jay. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? How did I forget what generation I'm in? You know what I'm saying? That's why I said freaky. I'm like, oh my God, I got some freaksters. You know what I'm saying? I got some jackasses. I forgot. I'm like freaksters. Oh my God, I got a jackass generation. You know what I mean? So I say freaky, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what the pause, dude? The pause. Freaky what? Oh my God, this dude, Jay. Pause, dude. What the freak? You know what I mean? Dude, what the freak? Did you hear Jay? What the freak? Let me get the freak up. Thumbnail time. Bro, I'm telling you, I can't win with this generation, bro. I just can't win with them.
Moved into my grandparents' house in 2016 when they decided to downsize.
Okay, this another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, living in grandma's house is a no-no. You know what I mean? Living in grandparents' house is no-nos. You feel me? I told y'all, bro. One day I was spending the night at my grandma's house. I remember like it was yesterday. Grandma was sleepwalking. I remember like it was yesterday, y'all. Grandma was sleepwalking. I was finna slap the taste out of grandma's mouth. My grandma was sleepwalking, bro. I'm telling y'all. I remember like it was yesterday. What the frick is grandma on? Grandma good? Grandma, what the freak, nigga? I thought I was dreaming, bro. I remember like yesterday when my grandma was sleepwalking, okay? You feel me? And then, bro, I'm going to the house, bro. It's all cold up in there. Got the little creepy dolls watching me and all that, bro. I ain't like Grandma Ruby house, but I ain't like her house, but my Grandma Ruby house and my Grandma Dear house, bro. Heck, no, I ain't like that, man. So let me go and stay at Auntie Cam house or something, man.
They had built the place in the early 90s, and it sits on 5 acres out on the outskirts of a small
freak going on here.
Woods and open fields stretch around it, and a slow, muddy river winds past our southern fence line. On 2 sides, our property touches our only neighbor's land. An odd, crooked patch of acreage with a house that felt like it was sinking into the ground. That house was old. The original farmhouse had been built in the 1920s, and over the years, it had been added onto in all the wrong ways, like someone stapled extra rooms together without a plan. The siding was discolored and soft-looking. Every time you glanced at it, it just looked wet, even on dry days. The yard was a nightmare. Overgrown bushes tangled with vines,
time out Trey.
Weeds, gnomes missing heads, and old trash that looked like it had been there for years. Grocery bags flapped in the tree branches. A rusted lawnmower sat in the middle of the grass like it had died mid-job and was never moved. It was the place that made you want to hold your breath when you walked by. At the time, the house was home to 2 elderly sisters, Violet and Agnes. And
come on, y'all. Like, come on. Violet and Agnes. Come on, man. I told y'all. Another name, Joey. You know what I'm saying? Joey. What else I say? What's another name that, you know a dude creepy? If you got Joey, Agnes, Violet. What else, man? It's a couple names, man. Golly, it's a couple names, bro, that I heard that kind of throw me off. I know Joey. That right there. If you hear a dude named Joey, run, bro. It's dangerous. Joey. Dang. What else, bro? Like, dang. What else? Frank. You know what I'm saying here? Frank. Larry. Nah. You feel me? Billy. Oh yeah, Billy. Oh my God, Billy. Yeah, you hear a nigga named Billy, nigga, you better run, nigga.
3 kids.
Surnames niggas just shouldn't have. Billy, Frank, Joey.
Violet was the quieter of the two.
Anguish,
Always sitting
Margaret,
in a faded
Mary.
rocking chair, just watching the trees. Agnes was sharper.
You said watching the trees.
And 3 kids. Violet was the quieter of the two, always sitting on the porch in a faded green rocking chair, just watching the trees. Agnes was sharper and more active, but she still moved like her bones hurt. Both women were in their 70s at least. The kids were their grandchildren. The boy, Liam, was my age.
Liam!
At school. The other 2 were girls named Allison and Kelsey. They were the same age as my younger sister. Liam was weird. I didn't like him, and I didn't want to hang out with him. But we were in the same class, so we got lumped together a lot. He took that as permission to just show up at my house whenever he wanted.
Hey, bro!
Knocking or texting. I'd be playing a game in my room and turn around, and he'd just be there. One time, I looked out my window and saw him doing cannonballs in our pool. Another time, he walked straight into the kitchen, opened our fridge, and started eating a slice of leftover pizza with his hands like it was no big deal. When we hung out, he was—
I'm gonna keep it real. Leon think you soft, cause I'm gonna keep it G with you. If I told you, if I don't like you, right? Like, say for Liam, right? Me and Liam's right there. If I feel like Liam is weird, Liam is gonna know that I feel like he's weird. I'm tired of people always hiding expressions. You know what I mean? If you feel like this nigga weird, show this nigga you weird. Tell this nigga that he's weird. Cause at the end of the day, I feel like Liam, you can't beat me, Liam. That's how you got a real, but y'all niggas weak, you soft. You soft as baby food. You know what I mean? You know you don't like this person. You know you think this person weird, and here you is still hanging around them. I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, Leon, bro, I don't like you, bro. You know what I mean? Straight up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, you weird, bro. I be playing the game in the room, bro. When I turn around, bro, you know, behind me, bro. Look out the window, bro. You cannonballs in my pool, Leon, bro. You gotta go real talk, and I ain't gonna tell you again, Leon, for real. You feel me? I don't like you, bro. You feel me? You kind of weird to me, bro, and that gotta be it, all right, bro? But let me see around these parts again, straight up.
Wasn't fun.
Y'all know what I mean?
Obsessed with anime, like really obsessed. But I didn't watch any, so I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, bro, that's another thing. Anime, bro, like, I don't understand dudes' obsession with anime. You watch anime, you're a geek. You know what I mean? You watch anime, you are a geek, and you are a freak. You know what I mean? No real dude in their freaking mind is watching anime. You know what I mean? I never watched anime in my freaking life. You know what I'm saying? If you watch anime, you are a geek and you are a freak.
Like really obsessed, but I didn't watch any, so I had no idea what he was talking about. He'd say weird lines in Japanese and get mad when I didn't laugh. Sometimes he'd get this look in his eyes, like he was imagining something violent. One time he chased me with a pair of sharp garden shears, swinging them around and laughing like it was a game. Another time we were on an old wooden bridge that crosses the creek near the back of our properties, and I swear he tried to push me in. He claimed it was a joke, but the way he smiled after, I knew he meant it. The twins were different, quiet and almost invisible. Their clothes were always dirty, and they had speech impediments that made it hard to understand them. It was obvious nobody at home was helping them.
I killed a nigga Liam.
Their voices were garbled, like they were still toddlers, even though they were 7. They flinched easily, and they always looked hungry. Their dad was in and out of jail, so he wasn't around. And that brings us to the mom, Teresa. The first time I saw her, she was trying to hook a hose up to the spigot at the edge of their property, right near our side yard. She was tall, way taller than anyone else in her family, and heavy set, with long, thick, curly black hair and glasses that looked like they belonged in the 80s.
She's a thick monster.
She was different, put together in a way that the rest of the family wasn't. Her clothes were clean. Her hair was always styled, too. She smiled at me like she'd been waiting for me to come over. She asked me if I could help her with the faucet and said it was stuck. I walked over and turned it, and it moved easily. She gasped and clapped her hands, told me I was so strong and how lucky she was I came over. I felt proud. She made me feel like I was something special. Then she said, "Did you know you have a third eye?" I blinked. What? She smiled.
What? Shorty, what you just say to my third eye? What? No, I'm saying I would have started blinking hard. Third eye. Shorty, I only got 2. What you? Shorty would have said, I never had nobody in real life. I never had nobody in real life tell me I had a third eye. So if somebody would have said, do you know you have a third eye? What the freak? What? Third eye? What? You know what I'm saying? Last time I looked in the mirror, I had 2. What you mean got third eye? You seeing something I ain't seeing? Would have started freaking out. You would have told me that third eye. What the? You know what I'm saying? You know you have a third eye. My God, bro, what type of family you around, bro? Liam, the twins, grandmas, and you know, grandma rocking in the green rocking chair, looking at the trees. You got a thick mother, just man, something wrong about it.
And said we all have one, not a physical eye, but a spiritual one. She said it
Ah,
lets you see the truth, whatever that meant. Before I could ask anything,
I get
she
that.
started walking back toward her house and told me to come with her.
Heck no.
So I did. The inside of their house hit me like a wave of rot. It smelled like spoiled food, mildew.
What the heck am I in, bro? I ain't gonna count, bro. No, I'm straight. I'm good. I gotta go, gang. I ain't gonna lie. What the freak is this, bro?
And something worse I couldn't place.
Oh, stank.
Trash was everywhere. Garbage bags torn open, rotting food on plates, stained furniture, even dirty diapers were stuffed behind the couch. I tried to leave, but Teresa grabbed my wrist and led me upstairs. Her room was nothing like the rest of the house. It was pristine, with pink wallpaper, clean carpet, shelves full of porcelain dolls, and very ornate old furniture. The air smelled like rosewater and old perfume. It was like I stepped into a different building. She gestured for me to sit on a little cushioned stool in the corner, and then walked over to her vanity and opened a drawer.
So why your room, you know what I'm saying, look the cleanest, and the other houses, you know, other part of the houses, you know what I'm saying, is dirty? Why do you look clean and the baby's dirty, Liam's dirty? You know, it's something going on. I know it's something going on here, man.
She pulled out a silver tray with a black candle, a crystal, and a thick, leather-bound book. The second I saw the pentagram on the cover, my stomach turned. My parents are Catholic. I knew what that symbol meant.
The freak is this?
And suddenly, I started seeing it everywhere. On the jewelry box, on the mirror's frame, and peeking out from under the corner of the rug on the floor.
What the freak is this?
Into the wood. I jumped up. Sorry, my mom wants me home. Bye. I didn't wait for a response. I ran. In 2019, Agnes had a heart attack and died inside the house. I heard she collapsed in the living room in front of all of the kids. I went to the funeral. It was in this rundown Baptist church on the edge of town. The family was stone-faced, like they didn't know how to react, except for one woman who I'd never seen before. She sat in the second pew, sobbing so loud it echoed. Nobody acknowledged her. That same year, Liam disappeared. The story was that he tried to kill one of the twins and was sent to a psychiatric facility. I never got the full details, but my parents sat my sister and I down that night and said in no uncertain terms we were never to go near that family again. I remember their faces, grim and serious. That's when it all clicked. All the little things I hadn't understood. The weird stuff, the fear. Eventually the rest of the family moved away. They left Violet behind, just an old, frail woman living alone in that collapsing house. She passed away in 2020. Alone, in that house. Her estate went up for auction. A few months later, one of my old elementary school teachers, Mrs. S, bought it with her husband. They tore down most of the structure, but kept the original 1920 section.
And this what I be talking about, y'all. This what I be saying when it come to y'all that be moving in. You know, a lot of y'all that be having some creepy experiences. Y'all like, man, what the freak? Why am I experiencing, bro, this paranormal activity in my house, bro? We don't do none of this paranormal stuff, man. We don't play with Ouija boards. We do none of the sort. You feel me? You moving in the houses. You feel me? Like I said, man, they had some demonic ish going on. You feel me? The old lady, y'all remember? You feel me? The lady brought the boy up to her room. He was finna put some demonic ish on that boy. You know what I mean? Then the boy ran out saying his mama needed him for something. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it be them houses y'all be moving into. Now grandma done died. You know what I mean? So now the teacher and her husband not knowing what type of house they moving into. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I be saying, man. You know, and I know everybody can't get a new house. You know what I mean? I know most of the people is in the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all living in the house, you feel me, that somebody else lived inside, bro, before y'all, you feel me? But yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm just grateful, bro, that I'm the first one up in this mug, bro. You know what I mean?
The same part where Teresa's room.
But I ain't gonna cap, bro. There been some weird stuff in this house too, bro. Now, ain't no weird stuff happened lately, though, y'all. You know what I mean? But I remember when I was home alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm very paranoid. Like I tell y'all, I check the house every day. Then when I was home alone, you know what I'm saying? I heard the freaking chair move in the kitchen, bro. Like somebody just scooted it up or something. I ran out the freaking door so fast. I ain't gonna care. I ran out of the door so fast. I was like, bro, what the freak? You know what I'm saying? And back then, bro, I ain't gonna lie, it probably be the creaks in my house, bro. But bro, I used to like hear footsteps, bro. It's like somebody was upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to just like, I don't know, bro. Like maybe I was tweaking, but bro, I know what I heard. And I told y'all, bro, one day, bro, I swear I remember like it was yesterday, I was sleeping in this room. I was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I was turned the other way. I was turned on my right side of my body. Bro, it's pitch black. I sleep in the dark. Bro, I told y'all, bro, I told this story. On the side of my bed, bro, was like this. Bro, like somebody banged on my bed, bro. Bro, I turned around so fast. Like somebody banged on my bed with their fist. Bro, I remember that joint, I was like, what the freak, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like my bed banged, bro. Like somebody beside me and banged on my bed, bro. That junk scared the freak out of me, bro. I can't imagine, bro. I can't tell you how scared I was, bro. Now I jumped up, bro. I was like, what the freak? I could not believe it, bro. I couldn't believe that jump.
And Mrs. S invited us over to see the renovations.
Like,
it was beautiful.
What the freak?
Open floor plan, all new appliances.
Somebody just banged on my bed, bro?
She showed us upstairs, and that's when my skin started crawling. We were in her room, and I could feel it. Even though the floors were carpeted now, I knew the pentagram was still there, like the floor remembered. I felt nauseous, like something was watching me from the walls. I told Mrs. S I had a headache and had to go. She was disappointed. I was supposed to stay for dinner. I avoided the house after that, until last year. Mrs. S asked me to dog sit while they went out of town for a week.
Bro, F that dog, bro. Like, come on, bro. You know what's going on up in there, bro. You talking about some dog shit, bro. F that dog, bro. I'm not staying with no dog. I would have told them folks. I'm saying, bro, you got a problem with being real, gang. Be real with these folks, bro. Tell these folks what you encountered, bro. Tell these folks what house they moved into. Bro. I'm not finna babysit no dog, bro. And I know what the freak going on in this house, bro. I'm saying, what the freak wrong with you, gang? You stupid, bro? You good, bro? You scared to say no?
Until last year. Mrs. S asked me to dog sit while they went out of town for a week. I said yes. I figured it was just a job. Easy money. Every night I'd ring the doorbell and they'd buzz me in through the smart lock. Their dogs, a Shih Tzu named Muffin and a snorting little pug named Henry, would greet me tails wagging. The first 4 nights were quiet, peaceful even. I'd feed the dogs, play with them a bit, turn on the porch light, and lock up. But on the last night, I was about to leave when Henry started barking at the staircase. He planted his little legs and just barked over and over. Muffin backed away, whimpering. There was nothing there. And then thump. It came from upstairs. Another thump, louder this time. I didn't stay to investigate. I ran to the front door, slammed it behind me, and locked it. The whole walk home, I couldn't shake the feeling something had followed me. Now it's 2025. We hadn't heard a word about the family in over 4 years. That is, until recently. A girl from school told me she saw Teresa at a farmer's market in a nearby town. Apparently, she started some kind of religious group, calls herself a truth seer. They live in a mobile home community far out in the woods. Flyers have started popping up on bulletin boards and telephone poles. I don't trust it. I don't trust her. I think Teresa is truly evil. I mean, she neglected her kids. She left her mother in that house to rot. And I think she brought something into it. Something dark. Something that stayed behind. I still have nightmares of her and Liam. They stand at the foot of my bed, staring at me, not speaking at all. And every time I pass by that house, even now, I get chills. The good parts, such as the paint, the furniture, it's all surface level. That place remembers, and I don't think it ever let go of what happened there.
It's crazy. Bro, can y'all freaking time out, bro? Hey, look, my mods, do your job. You need to survey, bro. Survey the freaking chat. That's why you in for. You know what I'm saying? If you seeing people saying TOS, why do I have mods and you're not doing your dang job? You know what I'm saying? I give you permission. Okay, I guess you're waiting for my permission. I give you permission to lay the pain. You know what I mean? Time them out. If they're saying any inappropriate things, time them out. That's why you have your job. If you don't do your job correctly, Jay's going to have to take your job.
My name is Keegan. I reside in Michigan with my parents. High school was a decent timeline for me, as I had gotten to meet various new people during my time there. Obviously, I also had some people I tended to hang out with outside of school. The only time I really hung out with them was at places like my local community center, where we would work out and play basketball. Back in freshman year, it was getting close to the end of the year, and I was excited for summer break to be coming.
Sounds beautiful, man.
I would be starting driver's training, and even start doing a side job to at least begin making money, so I didn't have the fastest start. I had this one friend named Clayton. I would usually hang out with him at least once a week. He was a grade lower than me, his final year of junior high. We were to some extent good friends, and my dad and I even took him to a Detroit Pistons basketball game at one point.
I'm sorry, bro. Detroit Pistons, bro. Like, wow. Out of all the games, you go to Detroit Pistons game? That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. Never in my life. Detroit. Out of all the games, the Lakers, the Warriors, whatever. You choose to go. The Warriors, that's really say the goofy out boys? You know what I'm saying? The Warriors, bro, would never go to a Warriors game unless they're getting punished by my Lakers. You know what I mean? But the Lakers, you know what I mean? That's it, Lakers. I realize you go to a Lakers game and stuff, but Detroit, you serious?
Point. He was quite a big basketball fan, so he was more than eager to attend his first game.
It's crazy.
Despite all the fun activities in the past, it was until I started becoming more busy that he was somewhat beginning to change. He would usually get a bit sad or angry because I'm not free on a specific day. He was the kind of person to have some pretty intense anger issues when he got pissed off enough.
Oh, I slapped the taste out your mouth.
One day when I told him I wasn't free again and that I would be home cleaning, it seemed as if he would find the right days where I'm not available to hang out. I didn't check my phone until after I finished cleaning, and I found out that he removed me on Snapchat.
So?
I messaged him on Messenger, asking why he got so mad and why he decided to remove me as a friend.
See, bro, you desperate for friends. I told you one thing, bro. I told y'all, bro. I fell in love with being alone, so I give a dang, bro. I ain't gonna cap. One thing, you're not my girl, my boy. You're not my girl. You know what I'm saying? You are a dude. You feel me? All that putting time in with a dude, I ain't doing it. Like me and my partners, bro, we don't talk for probably 2 weeks, and we left. Right when we text, bro, call, bro, it leave off how it started, bro. You know, I'm just keeping it real. You feel me? I'm not finna put that work in with you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I would my girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna, not text my girl for 3 days, and if I had one, and I'm not finna not text my girl for a week. But nigga, I'm not finna text you every day. Nigga, what the freak? What type of nigga do that? Now you think I'm finna text you every day, bro? You think I'm finna call you every day, gang? Bro, you think I'm finna do that, bro? You might as well just go find another friend, partner. You feel me? Straight up. What the freak, nigga? Ain't no girl, boy. Freak wrong with this nigga.
He assumed I was lying to avoid hanging out with him. That thought crossed my mind for a while, and I even followed up with it at times because he was starting to become more obnoxious.
Bro, why you care?
On occasion, I would lie and say I'm doing something, going somewhere, or already made plans with another friend. He felt so left out that one day, when the sun had set, he showed up to my apartment I was living in at the time unannounced.
What?
I asked him why he didn't text me ahead of time. Nothing. He just stared at me for a few seconds before walking away slowly. Why was he here at this hour? Why didn't he say anything? Why did he just give me this 1,000-yard stare as if I did something to offend him? I hadn't spoken to him the next day. That's also when I turned off my Snap Map on Snapchat to hide my location from him, after he apparently added me back. Some time had gone by, about a month, and he's still the same person, angry or sad when I can't pay him a visit. That's when I got a text from my friend, Nick, who I barely saw in person. He knows Clayton and his ex-girlfriend. Nick had told me some gruesome things about him and what he's done, but my heart dropped as I heard from him and Clayton's ex that he held a knife at his ex-girlfriend's throat and sexually assaulted her. I knew that he was a psycho right then and there. I removed him as a friend on all platforms without any hesitation. He texted me on Instagram before I removed him on there too. He blew up my phone with messages asking why I'm removing him. I just told him I needed some time to myself and I would add him back when I'm better, but I used that as an excuse to get away from him. That night, while I was home alone since my parents went to the next town over for dinner with some old friends of theirs, I heard a knock at my apartment door. I looked out of the peephole and no one was there.
Don't open the door.
I opened the door a crack.
This nigga right here opened the door. You know what I'm saying? Bro, open the freaking door. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
To survey the hallway, but no one. I figured it was someone ding-dong ditching. I figured they wouldn't come back. But when I randomly looked out my bedroom window, the light was burned out by the sidewalk. I noticed a small flash in the corner of my eye, and I thought it was from inside someone's car. But I felt my stomach drop when I saw a tall figure standing in front of my window.
Holy crap.
I opened my window and told him to go away and that I don't want him here. He told me to let him in so he could tell me something. I firmly said no and told him I want him gone, but when he began to move around a bit, I noticed something was in his hand. I couldn't exactly make out what he was holding until he held it up, and when I tell you I was frightened, I felt as if I was going to pass out. Because I shit you not, Clayton was holding a knife in his hand. I told him I was calling the police, but he had already taken off by the time the police had gotten there. I gave the best description of him that I could describe to the cops. I haven't heard a word about or from him since that horrific night. I honestly wouldn't be so surprised if you were trying to kill me while I was home alone. I believe he had murderous intentions. I assumed he probably ended up in juvie after what happened. Not only was I horrified from that experience, but it may have been one of the most traumatic moments of my life. Having your parents gone along with it makes it feel undeniably more unsettling. I'm glad I disconnected all contact from him when I did, because I think if I continued to remain friends with him, I probably could have ended up as one of his endless punching bags, or even worse, dead.
That's what I be trying to tell y'all, bro. That's why when I say, look, when it comes to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm really on that. I have my friends. You know what I'm saying? My friends are my friends. I've been knowing these dudes for like 10 plus years, 7 plus years. You know what I mean? If I'm not friends with you, it's over with. There's no making new friends. I feel like everybody should be like that. You know what I mean? That don't mean I ain't gonna be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a respectful person. I'm a nice person. But being friends, knowing where I live, going out kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Being close, like, no. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a business opportunity, which we will never be friends. But unless it's like business, you know, go out for a dinner, you know what I mean? Business opportunities, things of that nature, then yeah, you feel me? I step outside my element. But when it comes to like a random nigga, just, oh yeah, man, we friends, come in and click. No. You feel me? If I don't know you now, nigga, I don't want to know you. If I'm not friends with you now, nigga, I don't want to be friends with you, nigga. That's the type of nigga I am. I don't want no friends. I don't want no more friends. I got my partners. And this is exactly why I do not want to be friends with no nigga. Because of niggas like Clayton. Know what I mean? Whole time, bro, showing up to bro crib with a knife in his hand. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the night. It's crazy. Blowing up his phone like a female. Why you remove me off Instagram? Dude, why you remove me off Snapchat? What is your problem? You know, I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch of Claytons out there, man. We probably got some niggas in the chat that's like Clayton. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know the craziest thing? You know the craziest thing about YouTube? I'd never know who the freak watching me. I gotta have a Clayton nigga watching me right now. Nigga, demonic as heck looking at me. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have a demonic nigga, a violent nigga, a serial killer. I don't know who the freak watching me right now. I probably got some Looney Tunes watching me. Just looking at me like this. When I catch this nigga, it's OV for the nigga. That's why I move how I move. You know what I'm saying? That's why I move how I move. Because nigga, I don't know who the freak watching me. I don't know, nigga. It probably be one of the ops. When I catch that nigga saying Eagles K, I'm gonna make that nigga feel some K, all right? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Never tell it. A nigga probably watch me. A nigga probably want to kill me. Best believe it ain't gonna go how you think it is. Bro, I'm gonna beat the brakes off this nigga.
This happened in late 2022, when I went on what I thought would be a fun and simple first date with someone I matched with on a dating app. Her name was Emily, and we had been texting for about 2 weeks before deciding to meet up.
That's another weird name, Emily. You know what I'm saying? Emily, that doesn't seem right. If you meet a girl named Emily, run. You know what I'm saying? Emily. That does not seem right at all. Emily? Her name's Emily? What? You know what I'm saying? You gotta run. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Right. Emily. Oh,
she had a love for horror movies.
Yeah.
And when Smile came out,
can't mess with a girl named
together
Emily.
Would be the perfect first date.
Now that's one movie, bro. Like, that's one movie, bro, that kind of like Smile. You know what I'm saying? I never watched it, but I seen it. One movie I ain't, you know, I gotta watch that.
And when Smile came out, we agreed that seeing it together would be the perfect first date. We picked a weekday night, Thursday. It was a late showing, 10:15 p.m., and at a small, older theater just outside of town. I offered to drive and picked her up around 9:30. She seemed normal, friendly, maybe a little shy. She was quiet for most of the drive, but opened up once we started talking about horror movies we liked growing up. When we got there, the parking lot was almost empty.
I ain't gonna lie, what I'm already gonna pre-order, you know what I'm saying, honest. I'm already gonna pre-order, not pre-order, but I'm going to see that new Conjuring. I ain't gonna lie, that come out on the week of my birthday, September 8th. I'm definitely going to see that, though. I already got that on my calendar.
I joked about how this theater looked like something out of a horror movie itself. Dim lights, flickering neon, and not a single person in the lobby when we walked in. There was only one guy working at the concession counter, and when I asked if it was going to be a full theater, he laughed and said we were the only ones who had bought tickets for that showing.
You look at the reviews?
That was great. No crowds. Just me, her, and the movie. We went into Theater 6 and chose seats right in the center, about 4 rows from the back. It was freezing in there, which Emily pointed out right away. I offered her my hoodie, and we laughed about how creepy it felt being the only ones in the entire room. We sat back and talked while waiting for the previews to start. I was starting to feel a little chemistry between us, and I figured this would be one of those dates where you actually end up seeing the person again. Then, right before the movie started, like right after the last trailer and just as the lights dimmed lower, I noticed movement from the corner of my eye. Someone walked into the theater. They didn't say anything or stop to look around or check their phone for seat numbers like most people do. They walked in slow, straight up the steps and...
My man's... I ain't gonna lie, I'm bougie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it G with you. Like, ever since I moved to Georgia, bro, I've gotten bougie. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've been to a movie theater without any recliner seats. You know what I'm saying? Every movie theater I go to, bussin'. I'm not gonna lie. But it's a good theater. Like, I'm talking about I go to a bougie theater. You know what I mean? Straight up. I'm talking about food, eating burgers, and heck yeah. I went to this, I ain't gonna lie, I went to this 1-5 movie theater. I'm talking about up north Atlanta, bro. That junk was hard. I ain't gonna lie, I'm talking about recliner seats, nigga. It got burgers and everything. Well, what? You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You feel me? But bro, what movie theater you going to, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's this? You don't look at the reviews, nigga. You feel me? I'm telling y'all, niggas don't look at reviews no more. They don't do it. They just go places nowadays. You feel me? I promise you, this is like a 3-star rating. I can promise you. 3-star, 2-star rating for sure.
Directly behind us. I mean, directly. There were maybe 100 open seats, but he chose the one right behind me. Emily turned to look at him too, and she gave me a weird glance like, really? I kind of chuckled and said under my breath, figures. But right away, something felt off. You know that feeling when someone's eyes are burning into the back of your head?
Yeah, bro, why the freak you come behind me? You got all these open seats. Like, what the freak, nigga? What you on, bro? You good?
You know that feeling when someone's eyes are burning into the back of your head? That's what it felt like.
What, I had to move up?
I glanced back after a minute or two. He wasn't watching the screen. He was staring at us. I only saw him for a split second, but he didn't flinch or look away. He didn't even pretend to be interested in the movie. He was just sitting forward a bit, like someone might do if they were really into a scene, but his face wasn't even turned toward the screen. It was angled right at us. At me. I whispered to Emily, he's just staring. She nodded slowly and whispered back, I know. We tried to ignore it for a while.
See, stuff like this when it shows you a real man or not. Stuff like this, I'm not even worried about me no more. I'm worried about her. You feel me? Straight up. I'm not even finna watch the movie no more. You feel me? I'm finna confront the problem right then and there. You good, G? You straight? I'm gonna just pull out pipe one time. I'm gonna let you know this ain't for show. I'm gonna blaze you, G. Why the freak is you staring at me, gang? You feel me? Stare at the movie, boy. You feel me? Right then off the rip, y'all. I ain't staying in that theater right then off the rip. You feel something funny, I'm out. You feel me? As I'm going down the stairs, I'm watching you the whole time going down the stairs. We ain't watching this movie. F that movie. F them tickets that we paid for. Simple as that. Go watch a movie at my crib. You feel me? But, nigga, I'm not finna try to ignore this nigga while this nigga just literally staring at me, bro, behind my, like, bro, just literally staring at me, gang. I can't ignore that. I can't act like everything good when this nigga just staring at me, man. Like, heck, man, F this movie. You feel me? Finna confront that issue right then and there.
The movie started, and I really did try to get into it. but every few minutes, I'd feel it again.
You can't blick a nigga down. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas be, I would have blicked them down. You blick them down, then you going to jail for murder. You gotta know the laws, bro, before you do anything. I'm just pulling out blick just to let them know, okay, I got blick. You know what I mean? So if you run up on me, I'm gonna blick you. But just talking about you gonna blick a nigga down, nigga, you gonna go to jail for murder, nigga.
The presence behind us. Not just someone being annoying, this was different. There was an intensity to it, like he was waiting for something. After about 20 minutes, I leaned forward in my seat and turned my head a little so I could glance back more casually. Same thing. He was still staring. He was middle-aged, maybe late 40s. He was clean-shaven, kind of pale, wearing a dark gray hoodie. Something about him just looked empty, like he wasn't even there mentally. His eyes didn't look glazed over like someone who was zoning out. From what I saw, he never blinked. I turned back around and whispered to Emily, "This guy is really creeping me out." She looked genuinely scared now. "Do you want to move?"
Bro,
we
move,
considered it.
leave.
Where would we go? It would still be in the same room, and we were already in the best seats. Moving might make it awkward or even provoke him. A few minutes later, I felt something. The guy breathed on me. Not loud or exaggerated. It was soft, but unmistakable. A deep, slow exhale right behind my seat. I spun around, and he was leaning forward over the back of my seat, his face closer than it should have been. I stared at him and said, "Dude, can you not?" He didn't respond. He just slowly leaned back in his seat. That was it. I told Emily, "Let's move." We got up and walked down to the...
This nigga talking about let's move. You think I'm finna watch a movie with somebody like this, bro, in the theater? You talking about let's move. Bro, the F with them tickets, bro. The F with that money, bro. You see what I be saying when it come to people, bro, survival skills and survival instincts? Nigga, why are you still trying to watch the movie when you got a crazy Looney Tune in the theater with you, bro? Movie's off. You know what I'm saying? F that movie, gang. Give a dang how bad you want to see Smile. You better see Smile when it drop on Netflix or Hulu. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the think? Like, what? Bro, you see what type of girls that y'all niggas be having? But like, you see what type of girls y'all be having, bro? You should have broken with that nigga immediately. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's proven facts he cannot protect you. You know what I'm saying? What type of girls y'all niggas be like? What type of girl? Like, not girl, what type of niggas y'all girls be having, bro? What's up, bro? What's going on, bro? See this nigga?
Front corner row. It sucked and the angle was bad, but we needed distance. I could barely focus on the movie anymore. Just kept glancing back every couple of minutes. And every time I looked back there, he was staring straight at us. He didn't budge. Around halfway through the movie, we heard footsteps. He was coming down the steps. Emily grabbed my arm and we both held still. The footsteps stopped a few rows above us. We didn't turn around. I don't know how long he stood there. I didn't dare look. Then, finally, he walked back up to the top row. I whispered, "We need to leave." She nodded. We grabbed our stuff and slipped out quietly.
Say he ain't dare look back.
As we exited the theater and went down the hallway toward the lobby, I glanced back through the glass window in the theater door. He was standing in the aisle now. He wasn't watching the screen. He was just standing there, still staring at us. We went straight to the front and told the concession guy that someone was acting really weird in Theater 6. His smile faded instantly, and he said, "Again?" "What do you mean, again?" I said. And he hesitated, then said, "He's been coming in randomly for like a month. Always late shows and never buys anything. You guys aren't the first ones to complain about him." I responded, "Why hasn't anyone kicked him out?" He looked uncomfortable. He said, "He doesn't technically do anything illegal. Management says unless he touches someone or breaks a rule, we can't really do much." Emily was almost in tears. She asked if someone could walk us to our car. He agreed, and one of the janitors walked us out. The guy didn't follow us that night, at least not that we saw, but the whole ride back, I couldn't shake this fear that he might have written down my license plate, that he might have followed us at a distance, watched us leave, and found out where Emily lived when I dropped her off. For weeks afterward, I was paranoid. My cop friend also told me it was a load of horseshit that they couldn't do anything about him. The theater as a business would reserve every right to kick somebody out. I avoided that side of town for a while. Emily and I talked a few times after that, but never ended up seeing each other again, unfortunately.
Hey.
I think we were both too shaken from what happened. I have not been back to that theater since, though I don't see any reviews on the website about the guy.
Dang, Emily, bro, like, you gonna cut the nigga off, bro, because of that situation? Emily was never for you. I told you never talk to a girl named Emily. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, you know, Emily, but dang, you gonna cut the nigga off because of that right there. Nigga ain't had nothing to do with the situation, Emily, dang.